Millions of people watch the news, but how many take action and build a business off of what they consumed? What's up and welcome to the Fervent 4. Did you know that only 4% of businesses ever cross the annual $1 million revenue mark? Hello, I'm Zack Miller, author of Anomaly. With me today, I'm my co-host Tim Ryan, lead man at StartWheel.org. Thank you so much for joining us. The Fervent 4 is a weekly show each and every Thursday, 11 a.m., dedicated to sharing insights into growing a world-class business, no matter the climate. Dennis Woodbury did just that, something about it. Dennis, how's it going?
Oh, it's going fine, you guys. How y'all doing?
Doing well. Okay, so a few weeks ago on the show, I tried memorizing, or I tried introducing by like memorization. And I was walking my dog this morning, and I literally recited everything that I needed to introduce you.
Okay.
And I did a terrible job, I feel like. So I apologize. If you were listening on my street while I was walking my dog, you saw a way better performance. Sometimes you just
do you talk out loud when you do this, or do you just talk to yourself?
Well, I feel like I talk to myself a lot, which I think is important, actually. I would think that it was out loud, but maybe not. So who knows? Performances are hard, though. You know, not a lot of people have done a performance. I think a lot of people don't look at a situation like this, a broadcast like this, getting on stage as a performance, especially in kind of the startup world where you're just kind of preaching and pitching your baby, but yet it's a performance because people are consuming this thing. Dennis, you have a lot of experience or not in kind of performing and getting on stage in general about this business or not?
Absolutely not.
And that part's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you do, Zach, but I mean, I'll lock myself in the office. I'll shut my door, and then I just start out loud rehearsing. I'll have my phone on with the timer going so I can get a rough idea how long it's going to take for me to talk, to get the points across that I need to talk about. And I'll just go over and over and over again until I feel pretty comfortable.
So something that I learned way too late in the game is that you should try to do the same performance over and over and over again. And the reason why is if you really look at some of the greatest performers out there, they're all reciting the same thing over and over again. Dave Chappelle on stage, Motley Crue. I don't know why Motley Crue came up, but like somewhat, any of your favorite comedians, any of your favorite musicians, they're all giving the same performance out there. But the stage, when they're on the stage, they're giving the same show. The audience is what changes. So
and especially now more so than ever. I mean, the set lists are the same because there's so much computer programming that goes into lights and effects and everything else that all that stuff is timed. So they have to do the same songs over and over and over again. They may go off script here and there, but yeah, it's the same show for them, but it's new for everybody that listens or sees it for the first time.
So knowing that you haven't done a lot of these before in the past, Dennis, how did you prepare for something like this?
Well, I basically have been so entranced in the services that we have to offer. I mean, I eat, sleep, and drink it. I don't have a dog to walk, but I mean, every now and then I go to walk with my wife, and we talk about eZverifi all the time. So it's second nature for me. But I mean, I'm going to do the best I can. I think I'll be able to hold my own.
I think
what is eZverifi?
eZverifi is a consumer verification service to allow individuals to become a little bit more protected when meeting a stranger. And we have coupled a few existing services, which we'll talk about later on. But I think that the reality is that up until now, consumers have not had the same protection that major businesses have, like two-factor authentications, one-time passcodes. There's a number of services that people have become accustomed to, but they all are coming from major corporations. No service before now is offering those same services for individuals.
Okay, so walk me back. A couple of years ago, you're watching the news, I think with your wife, and something happens that really triggers this to make you think, okay, this is something that I need to do. What is it?
Well, and especially now, you know, I don't know what you do, Zach, but I mean, I'll literally, I'll lock myself in the office. I'll shut my door, and then I just start out loud rehearsing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of devastating. I mean, it's been 5 years ago, believe it or not, but I still get chills when I think about an elderly couple that had pursued a dream car that they had found on Craigslist, and they basically drove across the country or across the state of Georgia, and was basically robbed and killed. They was somebody's parent. And when I saw that advertisement or that newscast, I just felt like something was wrong with that, because the internet is a very valuable part of our lives. There are all kinds of consumer networks or shopping networks, be it dating sites or OfferUp or Let Go, or I mean, there's just so many online venues and platforms today, but very few of them have put an emphasis on the protection between those unknown consumers, and more instances happen than not. But this particular one was the straw that kind of got underneath of my skin and made me take a notice to it. And I said, something's got to be done to help us be a little bit more protected when we're dealing with strangers. So
if someone's selling a couch on Facebook Marketplace or something like that, they can use a service like eZverifi to say, hey, before I let this even make an arrangement for someone to come to my house to purchase this sofa, I can make sure that this person is safe, or at least they are the person that they say they are, so that you can protect yourself. Is that
most definitely, Tim? You got it right on the head, because what we're saying to our users is that there's technology that's already existing, that you can verify the identity of a person before you actually let them step foot into your house, or you agree to meet them in public. Our services are pretty comprehensive. They'll include things like a photograph. We do device verification services. There's a 6 billion device consumer device verification service that we use. 6 billion devices we are linked back to an individual, and all those individuals are then linked to a service provider. Like my mobile device is a T-Mobile. I use T-Mobile. Well, T-Mobile connects me with the ID of my device. So when I register with eZverifi, now there's a link between my device, who I am personally, and my identity.
So with that, if someone is using, if they're a buyer or a seller, would they then register themselves with eZverifi, and then you can say, hey, this is my profile, I check out? Or is this something that happens afterwards that they say, hey, I want to?
We're trying to, Tim, we're trying to make this part of the purchasing or the transaction process. It takes less than a couple of minutes, depending on the status of where we are. For example, all our registrations are free, and it takes about 2 or 3 minutes for you to register with our services. Once you're registered, you have the opportunity to then verify someone else. In order to do that, though, you have to actually activate your account. When you activate your account, you'll be able to then verify someone else. And I think that, for the most part, it's very affordable. It's less than $2.49 per verification. And I think that everyone and anyone that can start to employ our services as just a part of the system and part of the transaction. So now they're not waiting until something happens. They're actually being proactive. They're actually saying that my life is worth something. So I'm going to use this tool. I'm going to use this tool in order to give me some advantage or some support system here. We have a built-in rating system that people can rate who they've dealt with in the past. A person, again, with our services gets a photo ID, a current photo ID. They get the fact that this person has been verified through our technology, and they can move forward, or they can choose not to. But the idea is that, you know, there's an option here that there's so many services to this day that we think about that this becomes second nature to us. But like I said, you know, I don't think people find it strange when they go to log into a financial institution and the financial institution sends them a 4-digit code. But that wasn't always in existence. It's relatively new, but that had to be implemented in order to help protect the resources of those financial institutions.
Well, and that's all stuff that's online too, and this is more of the, you know, the physical aspect of it. So, you know, it's interesting because we use these tools online to make our lives better, to find a, you know, a new sofa, a car, like in the case of the Georgia couple, or anything really, you know, even, you know, something on Craigslist, meeting someone online to meet with them on Tinder or whatever dating apps are out there at this point. And you're just hoping that, from a safety thing, you know, the things that our parents taught us, don't talk to strangers. You just hope that was kind of BS at the time and that they'll be fine, when in reality, a bigger percentage than any of us really want to think about makes it that stranger is kind of a bad person. And so by having a tool like this, it allows
there's all kinds of statistics out there. Yeah, there's all kinds of statistics out there. They say that somewhere around 60% of online users have experienced some form of problem. And I'm not going to say tragedy, but some form of problem, because there is no accountability system set up there. Most companies like Craigslist or whatever, they know the problem exists, but they haven't invested in protecting each other. Most recently, there's a company called Tinder, which is a dating service. They've entered into a contract with a young lady that started a service to do background checks on some of their people. Now, it hasn't been completely deployed yet, but theoretically, they're already in bed with each other. And we don't know how sophisticated that will be, how much time will be allotted to it. But ours is almost in real time. It's pretty simple and instantaneous to the point that, you know, for 2 or 3 minutes, if you start to engage with eZverifi in between your final decision to move forward with a transaction with someone, you'll have the advantage that has never been available to the average consumer or small business owner in the past.
So you're stuck at your home office, socially distanced coffee shop, or your fancy all bricked out corner office, wondering why no one can see your business and sales are all over the place? Sounds like you need a pro. That's why I developed the Anomaly Academy. Insert clever copy here. Oh, I guess I was supposed to put something else there. Oops. You can grab access to the Anomaly Academy now at zackmillersays.com/Anomaly Academy.